Testing, testing. Okay, got levels. Cool. Last but not least, we'll do 3D. Now, I'm showing you 3D with text, but you can do it with anything. So, composition, new composition. Got an empty one, and I'll call this just THREEDEE, 3D, because it's more letters than the numbers. Alright, so I've got an empty composition, and I'm going to put the words here, THREEDEE, 3D. Cheesy. There it is, 3D. Now, you can do this with any layer of anything in After Effects. Here in your timeline, you will see, if you've got, remember there's this toggle switches and modes thing down here at the bottom? If you're in switches, do you see the little cube at the end? And it says, if you mouse over it, it says 3D layer, allows this layer to be manipulated in 3 dimensions. So watch this. Before I hit it, open up your transform. Transform, you've got anchor point, position, scale, rotation, opacity. Everything only has an X and a Y. So anchor point is XY, position is XY, scale is XY, rotation is 0x plus 0 degrees, and opacity is 100%. If you click on this cube, watch what happens. Suddenly everything has now 3 values, X, Y, and Z. Okay? So check this out. When you turn on 3D, you get this little indicator up here that has 3 arrows, a green arrow, a blue arrow, and a red arrow. So, and when you hover over it, you can see that the green arrow is Y. So if I pull this Y, look down at position. See how the Y value is changing down there? Down here.
Click on the box, the 3D box.
It looks like a cube, yeah.
I can't click on that.
Click on the empty box right below.
Yeah, it's like an empty box below the box. That's where the switch is. So this is my y-axis. So when I pull this y-axis, it's moving it on the y-axis. On the x-axis, if I grab the x-axis and pull it, look at my position value. The number right here for position is changing for x. So there's my x. Now z is coming toward... I can't pull on z. Watch this. If I take z and tweak it, it's coming like towards you or away from you. Okay? Watch what happens when I do x rotation. X rotation, x is the red axis. So x rotation is, it's like the red stick is the axle. So it's rotating on x. That's x rotation. Here's y rotation. And here is z rotation, like this. So these are all keyframeable. So you can move it, you can rotate it in space, you can position it in space. Super neat looking, disorienting, and confusing once you start doing it, right? Because you're looking at it head on. So let me show you another trick here with After Effects. There is, see here at the bottom of your screen where it says one view? Watch this. Under one view, you've got a couple different choices. And if you choose like the 4 views, go to 4 views. What it does is it shows you from the top, active camera, right, and front. So now you get a good sort of universal view of like what X rotation looks like from different angles.
Why is that helpful? Can you like pick and choose which screen you want?
Yeah, so you'll be able to look at it from different angles.
It's helpful because when you're, like, let's say you have multiple things in there that you're moving around. It gets very confusing. It just gets hard to see what you're doing. It's sort of like, it's a lot like in video games when you've got the first person thing where you can see through the character's eyes, and then above you have like the map of where you are, right? So like when you're looking through the character's eyes, all you can see is like that point of view. You have no idea like where you are on the map. This kind of tells you where you are on the map. So it's very easy to kind of, once you start moving things around, it's really easy to get lost and not understand where things are in relation to each other when you're just looking through one view. Like where is that thing? You can't see it. So if you go to a different view and you look at it from above, you're like, oh, it's over there, and you can move it around. Okay?
So you can't pick and choose like, oh.
Yes, all these you can pick and choose. Watch.
Oh,
so see this one that says top?
Yep.
You can go like this. Watch. When I select top, see these little yellow corners? When you click on each one, it gets yellow corners, right? So I can take top and go, where is it? Where do I choose it? Oh, here. See where it says top? I can change this to front, which is the same. So I could change it to back. Or, whoops. So watch, like this one, that says active camera. See where it says active camera? This one, when I click on it, it says right. It says right, so I can change right to bottom. And it changed it. So whichever one you have selected, the selection is the little yellow arrows. Whichever one you have selected, you can change here. You can change it from 4 views to 2 views. So this is your active camera. Now, After Effects by default has something called active camera, which is no camera. You can actually add cameras, and cameras have cameras are keyframeable. So right now, so here we go. I've got this thing called 3D, right? And it's not doing anything because I haven't keyframed it. So let's make it move. I'll just take here. I'll do one of these where I'll have it go flat so you can't see it, and I'll turn on X rotation, and I'll move through here, and I'll change it so that it comes up like that. All right? And while it's doing that, I will also have it go Y rotation from there to there, and I'm just randomly making it do like a cool move, right? So it comes up, turns like that, and then I'll also have it do something like position. So I'll go position from here to, I'll just take my Z, pull it like that. So it's just doing this thing where it pops up and turns and moves, right? Now, so it's just doing that thing. You can add camera and lights. So I'll tell you what, I'll go layer, new, camera, bam. So it says, what do you want this camera to do? I'm just going to go with a preset and say OK. So now I've got, this is where the different views really come in handy. I'm going to change this so you can see 4 views. I'll just make it regular 4 views. This is handy because now I can see where the camera is. Like in this one front view, this little box is the camera. Here it is, camera. And if I open up the camera, I've got under transform, there is point of interest, position, X rotation, Y rotation, Z rotation. So if I go here and say, let's make this larger. When I select camera, this little box right here, that's the camera. If I grab the Y, I'm moving the camera. So see how active camera, when I move the camera, it looks like 3D is moving? Because I'm actually, that one up there, active camera, I'm actually moving the camera. If I take the Z on the camera, let's change this to, let's make this one go from the side view. So this bottom one, I'll change from bottom to left. Now, you can't, it's hard to see the camera because it's off the screen. So on this left view, what I got to do is zoom out. So I'll go here, it's at 33%. I want to take it down to like 12%. There. So that's the camera. It's way, way out there. Watch what happens if I grab this camera. Look at the active camera, right? Watch. If I grab this camera Z and move in, see what it's doing? So this is where it gets to be like a video game. Like here, I can grab the camera and move it in and out, and then see, this is looking through the camera. It gets really disorienting and confusing, but it's cool. Or like, if I take rotation here, here's the camera. If I take, what happens if I do X rotation? X rotation does that. So see what it's doing down below? It's like the camera's turning on the X-axis. Or if I go Y rotation, it's going to go like this. Z rotation is going to go like that. Point of interest is this right here. Oh, here. If I select point of interest, it's this point right there. And it won't let me grab it. But you can move the point of interest. You can keyframe the point of interest, which is like if you were going across something, like if you had a bunch of type and you wanted to pass a camera over it, you can animate the point of interest to track along the type. While simultaneously, like, so you can have a camera moving across the type. Meanwhile, you can have the type animating, changing color, having effects on it, right? So you can just go berserk. Now, here's the thing. Less is more. Like, if you just start throwing stuff at this, you're going to be like, out of control. You know? So it's like, one thing at a time. Mess around with the camera, do that with the camera, mess around. You know, they're all separate vectors. Try to do them all at the same time. It gets like completely overwhelming. But you don't have to use cameras ever. But you can. They're tricky. And I can't use a camera unless I look at it this way, unless I do the 4 views. I get very like disoriented and lost. So I have to like kind of take a breath, knuckle down, focus, and like pay close attention to what I'm doing. It's very like yeah.
So could you like be showing like one camera and then switch to another camera like in time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what you would do is just have two different cameras and go like this. So when you're going through the timeline, you'd be looking at this camera, and then when this one runs out, that camera goes away. And then you put another camera.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's sort of like
Yeah.
layers. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it.
Okay.
I do very little with it. And the other thing is most of the stuff that you do is like in shorter comps. You'll do a move and then you'll cut to another move. So you might be able to do it with multiple cameras in one comp like this and cut them, or you might just do like one move in one comp and then make another move in another comp and then nest the 2 comps into the other comp, right? Might as well throw it all at you to play with, right? So one more toy in your toy box. Composition, new composition. I'll call this one Lights, Lights. And I'll make the word Lights, lights. So there it is. Now, what am I looking at here? This one. Did I lose my labels on these? Why does it not say what it is? Oh, because it's not 3D, right? I've got 4 views, but they're all exactly the same. I didn't turn on 3D. So here's lights. Turn on 3D. Now something is strange. Active camera. What's this one? This one's back. This one's front. This one is left. So left, I don't really see it because it's paper thin, right? And it's also small, so what I'm going to do is make this one fit.
Should you give it like thickness?
No. This is the thing about After Effects. It's 3D space, but all your layers are only 2D. So it's not Maya. Like, you can't have spheres. You can't have Buzz Lightyear. I mean, if you take a picture, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't render forms.
Yeah.
So this is the weird thing. All your layers are flat. Now it's like understanding magic. You can still have a lot of depth, but if you have any flat layer, you can turn it a little bit, and like with text, you can create a lot of depth by passing things in front of each other. But when you start to turn things sideways, if you go too far, you start to notice that they're paper thin. So you have a limit of what you can do with 3D. So you can push it, and you can create a lot of depth effects, but you can't have like full-on 3-dimensional forms, especially not curved forms. You can simulate things like hallways. You can take 2 layers. You could take 2 videos and put them at angles and pass the camera between them, so it looks like you're going down a hallway. Or you can go around corners, and you can do a lot of things, but you can't do curves. It's just not built into it. Then you got to go to like Maya or 3D Max, different program that works similar. It just has a different architecture and it's more robust kind of environment, right? And it's a different tool. Like this is for After Effects is really for video compositing, and it's got a little 3D in it so that you can get a little jazzy and kind of do some cool things. But if you really want to do 3D animation, like full-on robust 3D animation, you would use Maya or 3D Max, which, it's like the difference between, it's just a different tool, You wouldn't do video compositing like you would in After Effects and 3D Max. Like, those things are for doing 3D animation, all right? So this just has this, like, extra tools in it. So lights. What I want to do is I'm going to add a new light. Layer, new, light. And it says you can choose a point light, spotlight, ambient light. So I'm going to choose point light, and you can choose the color. So this is left at yellow. Notice that there's just a bunch of things here that you could check. So there's cast shadows. You could always go back into this light and change these things. So I say OK. And here it is. Here's the light. So in the front view, there's the light. This is the active camera. So what happens when I move this light around? Hard to see. You can kind of see how it brightens up that word, right? What if I change this light one? What was it? It was a light settings. It's a point light. What if I make it a spotlight? All right, this is a little different now. Check this out. If I move the spotlight, see it's like a cone. So I can pass this light over the word and it'll illuminate the word and then like go into shadow. I can rotate it, move it in and out. Take this point of interest and move it. Actually, it's not called a point of interest, it's called... And then look at the light. There's all these things: intensity, color, cone angle, cone feather, fall off, radius, fall off distance, cast shadows. Okay. So if you had the text and then a solid behind it and you had cast shadows on, what it'll do is when you move the light, it acts just like a light. Like it'll cast a shadow of that word on the background. So let's do that. Let's put layer, new, solid, medium gray solid. Okay, boom. And I'll take the solid and put it behind the word. Now, what I got to do with this is, I think somewhere in here on the solid I have to say accept shadows. How do I do that? Turn on 3D. There it is. As soon as I turn on 3D, material options is now there. If I go down under material options, cast shadows is off. Oh, but it says accept shadows is on. So if I turn accept shadows on, what just happened there? Accept shadows on, accepts lights on, off, on. So now, oh, I'm accidentally moving the solid. Hold on. If I move the light here, it's going to light up the word lights, and it's going to light up that solid in the background, but I don't see a shadow casting on it. And maybe that's because, look at the side view. This is the side view from the left. It's because the word lights and the background are on top of each other. So if I take the background and move it back,
Yeah, move the other way.
yeah. And here's the word lights. Now what I want to do is say the word lights, I want to have it cast shadows on. So material options, cast shadows off, watch this, on. There it is, see it? So now if I move this light, there's light. See the shadow moving? So look at how the word lights up, like, you know, lights up or gets a shadow depending on the spotlight, and then it also casts a shadow. See how the shadow has a little bit of furriness on it? Actually, what you can do here is somewhere, maybe on here, making the shadow fuzzy is tricky. I forget. It's not where you think it is. I don't remember if it's here, on maybe on this medium solid. No, that's not it. Somewhere you can make the shadow fuzzy. Maybe it's on the word. Here's the word, light transmission except light diffuse. What does this do? No. Under light. Cone angle, fall off, further radius, cast shadows, shadow darkness, shadow diffusion. There it is. So it's weird. To make the shadow diffuse, to make that shadow go blurry, the setting is on the light. It's under light options, shadow diffusion.
So can you not make some shadows blurry and some shadows not blurry?
Yeah, and you can also keyframe it, so it can start out sharp and then go blurry. All this stuff is keyframed, which is kind of nice, right? And like, you don't really think about it until you get busy with it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. You know, I can make this light pass over this word, cast a shadow. I can make the shadow start off like almost invisible and have it get darker. You know, like you really can't play with this stuff because everything is keyframed. Right? But again, it's usually like less is more. Like build little at a time. Because you're trying to do 20 things at once, it gets really hard to control. Huh? So new toys? Cool. All right. So mainly what I'm looking for is puppet pin practice. Do a puppet pin thing, and animate type. And we'll pick it up there.
What do you want for the puppet pin? It's like anything?
Hey, just grab a, yeah.
How
Take a picture of a fish.
Like 10 seconds.
Yeah, just something that shows like that you get your fish to wiggle, get your snake to creep, get your snail to crawl, whatever it is.
The techniques are just 5 things.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a quick question. Just,
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
I think I'm going to come in and do just a few days later this week and work on the animal type.
Yep.
Is this like something along the grain of what?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of moving around a little bit.
Just like that you're able to
That's
get it
the
to operate.
shot I got, yeah.
Right, but if you can do that, then you know how it works and you can do it anyway.
Right, yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's just like a demo, like you get to work. Hello. Yes. Nice coat.
Thanks, Professor. Good one.
Yeah, see you guys. This is. Hmm.